Hello everyone, this is Do a Dreamer. So yes, I've been hearing and reading comments about Death Battle once again, that they don't give a damn about Dragon Ball and how they never let any Dragon Ball character win. Because I've noticed that on Android 18 versus Captain Marvel, there's been people who say, wow, finally a Dragon Ball character has won. And it makes me laugh that these people are so narrow-minded that they will do whatever it takes to vilify ScrewAttack and mainly Ben Singer, even if when a Dragon Ball character does win, they still try to find ways to vilify them. And I think it's kind of pathetic in my opinion. People are saying with Android 18 versus Captain Marvel that it was all just for fan service, just to keep the Dragon Ball community happy, which honestly I think that's kind of bullshit. But anyway, one of the things I wanted to point out is the whole point where people say that they never let Dragon Ball characters win under ScrewAttack. And I have a list of battles that were under ScrewAttack that involves a Dragon Ball character that suggests otherwise. So I'm going to go through this list right now, and just to let you guys know, I am also including 1 Minute Melee, and this is only the 1 Minute Melee that was part of ScrewAttack before they parted ways and had Hypergage and Hyun's Dojo host the show of 1 Minute Melee. But it's still under ScrewAttack. They still have the battles on the ScrewAttack YouTube channel, so I would like to consider this as 1 Minute Melee, the ScrewAttack era, and they had also Dragon Ball characters involved in their battles. But anyway, let's go through this. So I'm going to start with 1 Minute Melee, ScrewAttack era. They had Mewtwo versus Frieza, and Frieza won that one. Then they had Dan Hibiki versus Hercule Satan, and Hercule Satan won that one. So far that's 2-0 for Dragon Ball so far. Now, let's go on with the other show that replaced 1 Minute Melee, which is DBX. And so far they had Trunks versus Silver, where Trunks won that battle. And then they had Broly versus Doomsday, and Doomsday won that one. So far we have 3-1 for Dragon Ball. Now on to the big one, Death Battle, the one that people always want to complain about. So Vegeta versus Shadow, Vegeta won, but of course people didn't want to include that one because it was just a no-brainer or something like that, but they still didn't want to include that one. Then of course we have the infamous Goku versus Superman 1 and 2, and with this one I'm gonna count as 2. I'm not gonna say just 1. To be fair, it was 2 battles involving Goku, so it will count as 2, and of course, he lost them both. Then you had Kirby versus Majin Buu, which of course people also have complained about this one being false and whatnot, and Majin Buu lost that one. And then we have another Dan Hibiki versus Hercule Satan, and again, this is one that people kind of didn't want to count, because there were people out there who believe that Dan Hibiki should have won because he can manipulate ki, even though that he is not that good of a martial artist and not as strong or even as fast as Hercule Satan. Then, of course, we have Android 18 versus Captain Marvel, where Android 18 won that battle. And even till this day, people are still trying to find ways to vilify ScrewAttack as saying that they only did this just to keep the Dragon Ball community happy. They weren't being sincere because they were doing bad research, even though that Ben Singer had apologized for the research that he gave, that like wrong information about her speed and also the fact that she was able to absorb energy, which was not true. But anyway, let's look at the whole total. So far, we have 6 wins for Dragon Ball characters against 4 losses. So yeah, we have Broly, who lost his battle. Goku lost both of them, and Majin Buu lost his. So that's 4 out of 10 where a Dragon Ball Z character lost. So yeah, guys, I mean, that shows that they are not giving Dragon Ball characters a fair shake. But say, for the sake of argument, say for you people who want to exclude 1 Minute Melee because 1 Minute Melee is not part of ScrewAttack anymore, let's do that. And turns out it's actually 4-4. 4 wins and 4 losses for Dragon Ball. Interesting, right? And then finally, for those who want to exclude DBX because DBX is not a research battle, we have 3 for 3. But of course, you have those people who want to argue about Vegeta versus Shadow, that shouldn't count, and Dan Hibiki versus Hercule Satan shouldn't count. And of course, now they're saying that Android 18 versus Captain Marvel was just for fan service. But anyway, what this means is that, yeah, Dragon Ball Z characters have in fact won under ScrewAttack. Now, does this mean that they are biased against Dragon Ball? No. And no, I cannot use these numbers to say that they are not biased against Dragon Ball, because if I use that logic, then I would have to say that because Power Rangers has never won a single death battle, that ScrewAttack is biased against Power Rangers. But what I was trying to point out is that it just shows that they do win matches under ScrewAttack. But of course, when it comes to Dragon Ball and getting involved with ScrewAttack, honestly, it's damn if they do, damn if they don't. If they let them lose, they complain. If they win, they complain. So it's like, what's the point? But anyway, guys, that's what I have to say about it. I'd like to know what you guys think about what I said. Feel free to leave your thoughts and comments down below. Tell me what you guys think, and we gotta discuss and debate about it. Alright, guys, this is Do a Dreamer, and always dream big.